Okay.
All right, welcome everyone to the May 10th meeting of the Durham Planning Board. And I will start with establishing the quorum, which we have, and then we will move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, any amendments to the agenda? No? Acceptance of minutes for the April 5th meeting. We should have a copy of those. Thank you, Joe. Any motions?
Everyone okay? Make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from April 5th, 2017.
I'll second.
All those in
Which one are you?
Me, Juliet. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, continuing business. Barry Baldwin, Mineral Springs Estates. Come on up. Welcome back.
Thank you. Got some,
Trying to earn frequent flyer points.
what's that?
Trying to earn frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, I'm not that easy to get rid of, but this is a new, I didn't get it in time to get it in the, it's a road maintenance agreement and the plan profile.
I think it's
Got the
all.
rest of the copies here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I thought you were just giving us two. I was like, oh, look who in.
I got 9, but I got his already. You want one, Joe?
I'll take,
You want the rest?
yeah, Calvin get one? Yeah, get the rest.
You can jump right up in the hot seat with me. So we have the, a new plan. I have changed on that last lot where there was a question about being more than 20% grade, I've changed the building envelope.
So which plan are you looking at now?
The survey plan.
The site plan?
Yeah, the site plan.
Not the,
Nope, not yet. I did with mine, actually.
Damn table.
So we're looking at the big one, not the little one?
Extra copy of the little one.
I got a bunch of them.
Yeah. Left mine on the table. I was looking at it.
a lot of that tonight, because I don't have mine either.
Nope.
You know, if we snag your small one.
Yep. I've got 2 or 3 of them in there.
Okay.
So we're looking at the small one or the big one?
Well, they don't all have big
Well,
ones.
they're the same, there's 2 or 3 big ones.
You need to look at
Preliminary subdivision boundary
the
plan,
smaller one, yeah. There's a smaller one with that.
May 17, 2017.
What's that now?
You need to look at the subdivision, the site.
I gave it to John.
Where are the large ones?
Oh, I have another.
I turned in at least 2 of those, maybe 3.
I got more.
This is all we got.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing.
Here's,
I put-
give that back.
Right, thank you.
When I turned the package in, I gave him 3 of the big ones, I think. 2 or 3. And where those are, Joe? Do you have the, Kelvin, do you have the large plan?
That's this one here.
That is that one? Okay,
I think we're good now.
all right. So the only things that I think that have changed on the plan were, they were missing the, column was the billing envelope on lot 7. We took that out of that area that was 20%. And the note is, it explains on the, I can have to read this, the inland wading bird, the 250 setback on both sides of that is included in that area. The note states that, it didn't. So 500 feet of that whole bird wading thing is
Which number is
buffer.
that, Barry?
That is on the legend I'm looking at, not on the notes. It's on the legend.
Okay.
So, almost, last,
All right.
third from the bottom. And I can't remember what other issues there were with that. I think that was it. The rest of the questions were dealing with the profile.
I don't know, if we just start right at that checklist and take
Yeah.
all these boxes that say incomplete
So we can do with them.
and just see if it's on the plan.
Yeah.
So number 17, I think, is the first incomplete on that checklist.
And then, oh yeah, go ahead.
Are we, I guess I could ask a technicality question. Since we didn't really have the plan submitted per a timeline, are we reviewing just this new site plan subdivision map that we received in the mailer? Or are we going to go through the site plan, the engineer plans that we just got unfolded?
I would say that this is part of it, right? This is part of the application now.
It's part of
But
the
the question
application.
is whether or not we've had enough time to.
Oh, I see.
Right,
Oh.
I mean,
Oh, I see.
it's hot off the
Sorry.
press.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
So as a board, I think we need to decide, do we want to go through this checklist, looking at both of those? Are we ready to wade into that kind of sight unseen tonight? I guess is what I'm asking the board, asking. Because I just don't want to start in this checklist and have two different visions of what we're checking off as complete and not incomplete. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I feel like we can go through the checklist to see if it's complete and incomplete, but we maybe are not ready to get into all of the technical analysis of what the engineers engineer on the plan.
So you could leave that as incomplete, but I think we're gonna be here, if you look at the number of incompletes, we're gonna be here a long time.
Just looking at that, right.
So do you wanna just pick a time? What is the policy? What's your normal time? It might be a good idea to pick one now, and then you know if we've gotten to the point.
Right.
I
What do you
tend to agree with John. I mean, I mark it as received, but I certainly would want time to be able to review it.
You know, like an additional.
Yeah, I just don't,
days, you mean?
well, I think we'll get
I mean,
it to the
until
next
the
meeting.
Till the next
I
meeting.
mean, I don't think I want to get into, we can maybe accept that it's, oh yes, he's provided that information. What I don't think I'm prepared to do is jump into all the approval criteria based on the information that's right there, that,
But you might be able to just look at it tonight and give him some guidance of, we think
Right.
you need to
And then
do
if
more
you-
here or more there.
right. Does that
So-
sound like a feasible, we okay with doing it that way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll open up those plans and look at those plans and check it off on the criteria, but maybe won't get into approval of all those aspects tonight.
I'm assuming you are gonna be talking to us more about this document that was handed to us. Or...
Yeah, anything you have questions on that's engineering related.
Okay.
So it'd be more like a sketch plan review.
Cool. Okay.
So number 17 is site plan shows soil test pit locations.
That's on this plan.
Those are the-
That's this, Stephen Robbins,
That was on the 11x17 that we received.
They're marked on here.
they just used the lot numbers, yeah.
There's a symbol circle with a black hash. It says
Oh, yeah.
TP.
So we'll call that one complete.
I agree.
Number 25, application shows a utility plan, includes a utility plan showing in addition to provisions for water supply and wastewater disposal, the location and nature of electrical, telephone, and any other utility services to be installed on the site. And that's on the big one.
Maybe is it recording too?
Where is that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was,
The utility plan,
Number 25.
Is that on the profile or is it on
No,
the
it's-
site plan?
hey,
It's on the profile?
Well, it will be if it's not. It should be. I don't see it showing up. It might have been a layer.
Turn that layer off.
Yeah, that's a, sometimes they do that.
done with a note. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be on.
You think it's
two
on
pages the same.
No, it's like first half of the road, second half of the road.
This note 9, does that cover it? Utility easements will be granted Central Maine Power Company, the town, and others for the installation, maintenance of poles and any other future purposes.
No, that was on the last plan.
I think typically we'll show it on the plan and profile. We'll actually show the utility line running. The approximate location of, typically what happens is CMP decides where that line wants to go, but they have a 50-foot easement over the whole right-of-way. We'll show it on a plan and profile, but just so you know for your future reference, when CMP comes out for the field determination visit, they may say, they'll actually paint the line in where they want it, they'll flag it out where they want it to run. Sometimes they want it on the left-hand side of the road, sometimes the right-hand side of the road, just depending on what angle they're coming from the other line. So, that can be very simply added on to this plan.
Do they have a standard as far as pole distance and straight lines? Because if I start thinking about a 50-foot easement, when we get up to the Big Bend by 6 and 3, they're gonna go a straight line there someplace, and there's gonna be a 50-foot easement on somebody's.
It's all underground.
It's underground.
Oh,
so
it's
it
underground
follows
with this
the-
one? Okay, you're all underground, all right. That makes it easier.
And we typically will show the transformer pad locations, but
Yep.
I've never got them right. They change them every time they get up to the site, so.
Yeah.
Typically, I just take these into CMP and
Yeah.
they put the stuff on the plan, give it back to you, so.
So utility plan sounds like it's still incomplete.
What number was that?
25.
25?
Site plan shows the location of all rivers, streams, brooks, wetlands, and vernal pools within or adjacent to the proposed subdivision. I think what we were waiting for was, there was a delay with the vernal pool study due to our weather that we were having.
The wetland delineation report, yeah, and the vernal pool report.
That one's on there.
What's that?
The wetland delineation,
Yeah, right.
Yep.
What, I'm sorry, I'm like, I've got myself confused in this thing now, I got two sets of numbers on this plan. What was the question?
The wetland delineation report or survey results and the vernal pool survey. I think it does look like, oh no, never mind. I think we said it was gonna go down today.
Yeah, it's on the plan, right here, the only, I don't know.
Was it updated?
The vernal pool?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not located, they weren't located until this month. The test pits and vernal pool,
That was added, so that was the other change of that.
Vernal pools are added?
yeah, there's only one, that's right there, half on the
But
power
it's the
line.
same, nothing's changed from last time we met till now.
Well, what it is, it's fair, that's actually the state or the federal has that on their significant vernal pool.
Okay, so
And he verifies
he verified
that
it?
there are no more.
Did he go out and do that?
This one? Yes.
Okay.
That was done at the same time, the soils guy and the surveyor were out there together doing
Oh, okay.
test pits and vernal.
Okay.
So who did that? Vernal pool. Who did the vernal pool?
Novich, the surveyor.
Novich?
Do you have a, he probably sent you a little memo or something, some sort of report documenting that?
I didn't know there was one. I thought it was put on the map, put on the plan if there was anything. That was my understanding. This is an updated plan, and if he had found any.
If you could just ask, he can, with his letterhead, draft a memo saying, you know, I surveyed this property on this date and no additional vernal pools or wetlands in addition to what's already mapped were found. I think that would be.
Okay.
So he is saying that this is a
That's
significant
number
vernal pool.
27.
27,
Do you know what the setback is to a significant vernal pool?
I want to say 250.
250.
250, yeah.
But I think that
So-
we took that into account already, right? So that's the,
Yeah, that's
So
been
the-
done. That's why that.
The building window's
envelope-
way over there, okay, yep.
Right. So,
but is it, yeah, is that the only one on here, that one vernal pool?
yes.
Okay. But also, the wetlands too was so you'll see wetlands are,
Well, was there a question about is it wetlands or the wetlands are all on the map? Was there a question about the floodplain, 100-year floodplain or something?
Yeah, that's another one down below
That's
here.
yeah, so typically the wetlands, they just give you like a little wetland report. So whoever delineated your wetlands has that.
I had already done the wetland
Well,
delineation.
Back in '06, yeah, I think.
I think the question that came up was how long it had been since this wetland delineation report had been done.
Right.
And the possibility, or I think Juliet, you know a little bit more about,
yeah.
that there would be an updated one
Yep.
since it's been
Yep.
over 10 years.
I mean, over 5 years is considered almost invalid, so it's been, what, 11 years now? So I thought you had mentioned that you would have the same guy that did the vernal pools could do the wetlands. Typically, they do the same thing, so it would definitely be my vote to have a wetland survey in this area. There are a lot of wetlands, so knowing where those lines are is really important.
None of these building packages, envelopes are anywhere near any of that wetlands. This thing is purposely designed on top of the road, and there's an awful lot of land that isn't even being used. So I don't. So do you understand what they're asking for?
Yeah, it's actually not as hard as it sounds. So typically you just verify the lines that have been mapped, and I mean you just have Mark go out, and he'll go out there for and then issue a letter saying, I've looked at the site again, and these lines are generally accurate. The delineation is still accurate today. You just need a letter from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can my surveyor do the same thing, or does he?
If he's a wetland delineator, yeah, he
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
Is the planning board gonna want flagged for the site
I was
walks?
just gonna ask you guys what you think on this. I don't wanna be the only one that speaks up on wetlands, but, so what we're looking at right now is we see wetland icons, but I don't see like a boundary, like, you know, it's fuzzy. Like, where does that end, where does it start? Are we comfortable with that, or do we want like more like a polygon? I'm thinking
Again, I
like,
mean-
as you look at lot 3, lot 2,
See, our map does show up the delineation line.
oh, it does, okay. Okay, sorry. Let me check that out real quick.
So
It kind of looks like a contour line, it might
Oh,
be
this over
confusing
here.
you.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, but this.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, it does look like a contour.
So the thing is, when you go out to do the site walk, you just won't know where that is unless it's flagged.
Are we doing a sidewalk?
Oh, that's,
It's the,
I don't.
Yeah, here.
Board's usually not done. I'm used to them
This,
doing,
here,
I'm with
see
you,
this?
I'm used to boards
Oh,
doing
right
them.
here.
There are members of this board have
It's nothing
strong,
like it's, okay, I
strong
mean, I can
feelings on
assume because of the
sidewalks.
contour.
In the winter, you
it
can't, we
doesn't
couldn't do them
extend
earlier,
beyond there.
but typically you
my
would
guess
do a
is it's
site
probably
walk.
just a line that's turned off and the,
Yeah, that
the
could
drawing,
be,
yep.
yep, that would be helpful.
Is there ordinance require a site walk?
No.
you see the difference, Barry?
Yeah, there's a
line
solid
here and
line
there's not a
here,
line
but there's
here.
not line outlining it here.
I can scratch on this thing, isn't gonna be. That's, so in other words, he should have that, like he did the
Yep.
delineation. And over here too.
Yep.
Got 3 X's tonight.
Because it does look like, you know, lot 2 where you've got your building envelope, it does encroach on wetlands, as well as lot 3, depending on where that line falls. So it'd just be good to show.
Page 73, G, says that the planning board will determine whether or not a site walk is, did we ever do that, or?
No, we have not determined the determination on sidewalk.
He did. Or you
Is
did. You did a sidewalk.
Well,
Yeah, drive-by.
Unofficial one.
You did a drive-by. I would be fine with something from a, you know, sounds like the guy that does the vernal pools, somebody that is, you know, qualified to delineate with just, you know, a letter back saying, you know, what is mapped currently is what's out there. As long as you can get those lines for the eastern side wetlands. I don't know about the rest of you, but that would,
No,
So you're looking for a letter to verify that these wetlands have been delineated by him and that he's qualified?
yeah, I'm thinking again, sorry, I'm thinking back to that.
Yeah, Barry, I mean, I think the confusion is because you have old information, new information. We're not all clear which lines came from which set information. If this was all like one nice clean package, so I mean, I get the question from, is, you know, just make sure it's updated and clean, that we've got a fresh, recent letter or some confirmation that that wetland is current
He
and
checked
accurate.
it.
And
He
the
needs
ver-
to go out there and check it.
And the vernal pools on the same letter, or?
For, yep,
separate
yep,
letter?
same thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if the same guy's doing it,
Yeah,
it'll all be
exactly.
covered with one.
Typically, you'll go out and look at a wetland, then you'll see a vernal pool and, or not.
but even additionally, to clarify where these lines are.
Yes.
It's pretty,
So that's why he needs to go out there, yeah.
So basically that they have been, that he's checked them, he is.
In the field, that he's gone out recently,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
And today was actually the last day for vernal pool. This was the last day in this cycle, so probably, you're typically not getting those letters until Monday. You know, people are
They're in the
doing
crunch
their
time,
last,
getting them
yeah,
done.
because they have to visit twice to check,
Mm.
Mhm.
getting it in.
You know, because the trick, you know, it protects you a little bit, Barry, too, because if there is an issue, from somebody raises an issue, and you go back to this letter from Mark from 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and you go, Mark, hey, you did this, he might say, hey, wait a minute, that was 6 years ago, you know, so it's a little protection for everybody, too, I think. I know I'm sure it seems a little bit nitpicking, but I think it's just trying to make sure we have a solid base that.
So if I call, I had them done business with him for years,
Mhm.
but if I call him and ask him to update that, does he have to come back out to do that, or he just update? Like-
If he didn't survey or check for wetlands when he was doing the vernal pools, he'll have to go back out there.
But that sounds like, yeah, but his most recent survey work is by somebody totally different. Mike Konavich
Right,
mapped those
right.
vernal that you
Oh,
have on
I'm
the
sorry.
drawing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the old, what was that? That was the. what was that
2006?
called? That-
Mark Sensi,
Yeah, what was it?
Geologic Inc.
Sensi, yeah, oh, yeah.
That was a wetland delineation report, is that what that was?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I would ask
So if I can
Konavich
get
if he
that
could,
from Kanovitz,
if he
where
could
he's
do
already,
that.
to my knowledge,
Right, it sounds like he's done it, put it on the
It's custom.
drawing, it might be just a matter of,
getting him to say so.
gonna
yeah,
type it
'cause he's put a
But
lot
if he
of
did
time
it
into
10
this.
years ago,
no,
he'll.
Konavich
That's a
was.
difference.
So he was
recent.
just out there.
Oh, okay.
This work was all, by Kanovitch was all done this year.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
and I know he's done and located everything, but whether,
Okay.
maybe he didn't give me a report, because I gave him that I already had it, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I can check on that.
Okay.
So we're gonna leave that as incomplete then? or-
Mhm. Number 28, site plan shows contour lines at 1 or 2 foot intervals showing elevations in relation to mean sea level. And I think when we had talked about this was something that we were
Yep.
planning on making part of the new plan.
It is on his road profile plan.
Yeah, we have 2-foot contours on the profile.
I think that's the important place to have that, so I would say this is, he's satisfied.
Okay.
So I would just ask if you could take another look at lots 4 and 7 to make sure they meet that 20% slope.
He did that actually on that lot,
This
he
one.
shows the building envelope.
We actually did an independent calculation, just to verify because we can do it. We have different software that works better. And so lot 7, they did update that envelope, that none of that, in that building envelope, that's all slopes less than 25%. Just flatter, not steeper. And I believe we checked all the building envelopes to our calcs, and they were pretty much right on, so. There were a couple of areas in lot 4 where it got close. You
Yeah,
can see where that hill, but it wasn't quite, it was like 24.
right. So
Percent,
without
so.
having the lines at 2-foot intervals, it's tough to
Yeah.
really check it out,
Right.
but it looks like it was pretty close, so.
Okay.
Okay.
29, site plan shows the location and size of existing and proposed sewers, water mains, culverts, and drainage ways.
So I think in this plan, we're mostly concerned with culverts and drainage ways at this point, because there's no public sewer, there's no public water. And it
So
has.
that's where this plan's gonna come in, that's where the road profile will come into
Right.
play.
Looks like it's in culverts.
Did you guys all get?
Mine's on the floor.
Are we just noting this as accepted and?
Well, I think,
We're not
We're-
formally saying,
I think we're trying to give him an assessment if he's complete or not, so that the next time we get together, hopefully he's in a position that we can actually get into the meat of reviewing the criteria, so we can keep moving this project along for him, is my take.
Did you draw these plans? Can you point out whether or not any of these things are here?
Yeah, so the culverts are all there.
Okay.
Yep. So if you're looking at the top view. Actually, one thing I noticed is that they aren't showing up in the profile view. So the profile view is the thing on the bottom, and the
Yep.
plan view is the thing on the top. So that at any point there's a dip in the road, if you'll see, typically we describe it by station. So right before station 350, on the first sheet, there's a culvert in there because that's a natural dip in the road. And so that just conveys drainage, both from the roadside ditches and also pass-through drainage from one side of the slope to the other. It safely gets it under the road so that you're not washing out a road. So anywhere there's a dip, we've actually sized and put in a culvert. You'll see.
Okay, so as far as providing direction, they're there, we need to see them on the profiles.
Yep.
Good.
Is that triangle isn't representing the culvert locations? It's on the profile?
Yeah, so the culvert's actually the two lines going perpendicular across the road.
On the right.
And the hatched triangles are the riprap protection. that
Yeah,
you
no, I
install.
mean, in your profile, in your,
No, the triangle's actually the PVI, so they're not,
Oh.
usually you see like an ellipse
Okay.
drawn where the culvert's gonna be.
okay,
Where's the culverts up here, sorry?
he's right here. These are the culverts and
Right
then the
here?
stone. Yeah.
Shows it on the plan, but not on the profile.
So it's just this one?
There's
No, I think there's
two others.
3 or 4. So there's 3 dips in the road, so they're always gonna be in the dips in the road, so if you look at on the bottom, it's easier to pick them up on the bottom if they've been drawn in.
And actually, some of them, like I'm looking at, I don't know what station that is, 15 maybe?
Yep.
Like it doesn't, it's hard to pick out that that's a culvert because it doesn't have. You see that? Where it says.
Oh, in between, yeah, so
Extend existing
stations 14,
culvert.
15, yeah, so there's an existing culvert in, right, and we're just extending it out, because that's one that's already
Need
installed at
any
the right
additional riprap
elevation.
or anything there?
No, we should probably add some protection to that.
And then also along those lines, that's, would be good for your guy to make sure he looked at that. If that is a stream running from that wetland under there. The plan is to increase the width of the road? Or to pave it, is that, no? Are we increasing the width or anything of the road?
No, it's an existing culvert there, right?
Right.
It's not long enough. When he builds the new road, it's gotta be the town standard.
Yeah, but when we're building the new road, are we extending the width of the road,
Yeah, widening it out.
widening it?
Yeah, because it's basically just a logging
Just a
road.
tote
at this
road,
point.
yeah.
Tote road logging.
So knowing where that wetland line is, right at that culvert, would be good to see if there's gonna be any impacts.
Show up in here. So-
So the cross-section is actually on the other plan that shows the detail, the width and the shoulders and the detail.
It might actually be on your detail sheets in here too. Maybe we didn't because it was on the plan.
This is the, no? That might be a potential, just from what this looks like. You know,
So you're asking if this extends underneath the road, the wetlands?
yeah, if the impacts are going to impede in that wetland.
I don't think so, because the road is gonna fit within the 50-foot right-of-way. So, looks like the wetland is outside the 50-foot right-of-way, or right on the
Yeah.
border.
Yeah,
That's
that,
what we need to
So if it's,
verify.
if it's in
yep,
the
that could be,
typically, if it's in the center of the 50-foot right-of-way, you would have 25 feet either side, so it would be, well, for the right-of-way, but the road width would be what, 20 was the overall width?
20
22, I think.
20
Yeah.
and 2-foot shoulders.
Yeah, so you'd only be about 20, you'd only be, what, 13 feet, or 14 feet, 14 feet from the center line? So you'd still be, how many feet? You'd still be 10, you'd still be 11 feet from the side of the edge of the right-of-way in with the road. I mean, unless there's a huge cut and fill there or something.
No, that one comes down, both, that slopes to that.
Yeah,
both
there's-
sides of it.
there's
We-
a drain.
Yep. And then basically in that area, everything's kept in the right of way.
There's enough to keep all your fill extensions inside the,
So in terms of application completeness, I'm going to consider this item, drainage ways.
With the addition of the culvert locations in the profile view.
And adding those ripraps.
Yeah.
in.
So is that still incomplete?
Yeah.
What are you saying,
Riprap. Have you heard of riprap before? No?
R.I.P.'s.
R.A.P. Is it one word or two? That's the question. Two?
It's always two when I spell it.
I've done it both
I could be
ways.
spelling it wrong, but
I think we have it as one word, but yeah.
no, you just want to. Take my word for it.
Split the difference and hyphenate it.
Mhm.
I like the way he thinks.
So we'll consider that incomplete?
That looks like,
Right.
Number 30, site plan shows the location and type of any easements or restrictions.
looks like wetlands.
Yeah. Just that line. You don't, oh, okay.
Well, that was the
See right
utility
here.
easement one
This.
again. We're back to that utility easement again that we talked about.
And
Oh,
you added.
yeah, right.
Right, so is that this?
Well, so the easement
The
is the
utility.
right of way.
Right.
So,
Right, I'm trying to remember why we didn't.
so that
My notes say utility.
there's a note on
Looks like this.
his new subdivision plan that
So
says utility easement to be granted a CMP within right of way, so
Right.
that's probably more.
And that note
complete.
was actually on last time.
Oh, I see. So that's all on this side.
Right.
So we
Okay.
just don't want
Yep.
to leave that as.
What's that, number 30?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We already had that as complete.
No, we got it.
This sheet's showing it incomplete, and I'm questioning why. I'm with you, Barry.
Huh, I had it complete.
Any easements or restrictions? Utility easement.
Right, and then, so that's the CMP, and there's a note 9, basically saying it'll follow the right of way of the road. I think maybe it was because the engineer was gonna show it on this plan as well,
Yeah, that's probably,
because my note just says incomplete engineer, so I think maybe you volunteered yourself.
yeah, I forgot to enter it. So, but technically, I guess that one would be complete, and then the number 25 is incomplete,
Right.
because that was supposed to be on the utility.
So, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, he has the note in there on his subdivision boundary plans about the utility easement for Central Maine Power that covers our need for easements.
And that says shows the location of any easements.
Location and type of any easements or restrictions. Utility easement must be shown in deed restrictions.
Deed restrictions, that was already complete, I'm pretty sure.
Right. And note 9 says utility easements were granted Central Maine Power and others, installation maintenance of poles and other. So, yeah, it does just say that in general.
Bless you. So-
Trying to figure how you. Because you're really not gonna know exactly where the CMP easement lines are gonna go until they actually put them on.
Seems kind of redundant. It's almost like it's the same.
Yeah, no, almost a little bit. I hear ya.
Well, it seems to me that note's more of a legal, looking for the legal description of it,
Description.
whereas note 25 is more the engineering
Right.
description of it, but.
Well, I mean, sometimes there are other easements,
Right, too.
Right, so
Other
that's-
utility.
right?
I'm looking at the. Oh, that doesn't provide any more.
Did, so you guys had the existing condition survey done? Is that kind of what you did? Or just a topo survey? So I'm thinking if the existing condition survey was done, then that would show easements.
Right, so the surveyor, when he creates a boundary survey,
Yeah,
that'll pull, he does deed research to find any
Yep.
existing easements that are on there.
right.
I'm sorry, I don't know what,
I was just saying that maybe
That-
he would have the utility, the easements
Right.
and restrictions on there
So
possibly.
the only ones that would be on there, there are no existing ones, I think, from the, so it would just be the proposed ones, which are established by the right of way.
Sometimes there are DEP restrictions, like no cut buffers or that,
Uh-huh.
so we don't, I'm assuming we don't have any of those at this point, but, so that would be something that you'd show, if there was some special phosphorus buffering or, which I don't see any yet, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel like this one's covered.
Okay.
Complete.
I agree.
Is that complete?
Going back to the wetlands one, I'm sorry, this will be the last thing. Can you make sure he also flags or marks streams, jurisdictional water bodies? If you just say jurisdictional water bodies, or you know what I'm talking about. So we say wetlands and vernal pools, but also streams that might be jurisdictional would be good to know too. There might not be any, but
So that's,
it's
The
just
only-
part of it. It's
Yeah.
just,
it's gonna be in the wetland anyway.
yeah,
so.
it's gonna be, it's part of it. Just make sure, thanks.
Make a note on that, or am I? Was that one on
I'm
my?
keeping a list for you too, so I'll put them. I don't think you have any, having seen it, but.
Okay.
32, if any portion of the subdivision is in a floodplain area, the site plan shows the boundaries of any flood hazard zones and a 100-year flood elevation. Looks like there's a note on the plan.
Where is that one?
Let's have that from last time as pending. Where's the note? I saw it. It says there's no flood hazard area within any building envelopes. Area floods on is land adjacent to Libby Brook. But I think maybe we were looking to have that marked on.
Yeah, I think just added to the plan.
Just overlay it on.
So that's the surveyor's plan, but you want him to add the 100-year flood line if it's,
Where it is.
if it falls within
Yep.
the limits of the land. What, if it doesn't fall within,
Then,
on there it says no.
I mean, the note right now says that it's somewhere on here.
says it that it isn't within any building envelopes.
Okay, but you're right.
So if it's not on here, then change that to say on the
Within limits of
plan,
property,
on the
yeah.
set, on the, yeah.
We're gonna leave that incomplete?
Yes.
So did he determine that there weren't any, or was?
Well, his note says that there aren't in the building envelopes, but that leads me to believe that, my guess is that if this is wading bird habitat or something,
There's gotta be
that there may be a 100-year flood zone line, but
And our
I
ordinance
can get
doesn't
that to you at the
specify,
same
I mean, our ordinance specifies if it's within the subdivision, not necessarily within the building
Yeah.
envelope, so.
Yeah, and it does go on to say that it is adjacent to Libby Brook.
Right.
33, site plan shows areas within or adjacent to the proposed subdivision which have been identified as high or moderate value wildlife habitat by the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife.
Were you guys able to, I think you were gonna send a letter?
yep, we did send a letter, we haven't had a response yet.
Okay.
so.
You should definitely get something hopefully by June. Actually, I think they have a stipulation. If you don't, I'm not
Yeah, we did-
100%. If you don't hear back,
I think you have like 30 days or something. doesn't it?
yeah.
But it hasn't been 30 days, so
Okay.
So
they're usually
that's,
pretty quick.
so that's something we're still waiting on. Site plan shows areas, 34. Site plan shows areas within or adjacent to the proposed subdivision which have been designated to have a critical natural area by the Maine Natural Areas Program. Is that the same letter?
Same thing about Department of Ag. I think you guys were gonna send a letter to them.
So I don't know about Department of Agriculture, but yeah, Maine Natural and Unusual Areas, right, they get a letter too, it's 2 separate letters, it says the same thing.
Okay.
There's 2 divisions within
Okay.
IF&W.
That's what I meant.
No response again?
No, no,
So was it, do you see our number 34 says consult Department of Ag?
Yeah, I'm not
We
sure.
were guessing. We were guessing who controlled that.
Well, no, I mean like in this thing.
Yeah.
Like
Well, no, but I
typed.
think
that was our.
I think we typed that
Oh, was
in.
this our?
Yes,
Oh my
that's our
gosh.
note.
I think that's the whole thing of there's no more planning department for the state, no,
Right.
you know.
Got it,
no
okay.
But that should be the IFW.
Planning development,
I will change it on the next version.
sorry.
36, applicant has provided street plans showing a plan view profile and typical cross-section of the proposed street. So the plan view shall be at a scale of 1 inch equals no more than 50 feet, and the vertical scale of the profile shall be 1 inch equals no more than 5 feet. The plans shall include the following information: date, scale, and north point, indicating magnetic or true. Intersections of the proposed street with existing streets, roadway, and right-of-way limits, including edge of pavement, edge of shoulder, sidewalks, and curbs. Kind, size, location, material, profile, and cross-section of all existing and proposed drainage structures and their location with respect to the existing natural waterways and proposed drainage ways. Complete curve data shall be indicated for all horizontal and vertical curves, turning radii at all intersections and centerline gradients. So that's all of the things let's see on
it's
street
actually pretty
plans.
standard, and I believe everything that you just read is on these plans.
Maybe one thing might be good, and maybe not a big deal, but showing the other road that we come off of. Yeah, just the turn.
I think there's a reason why it's not on here, it's because we can't quite fit it at this scale, but if I go to 40 scale, I can get it on here. 10. I might be able to squeeze it on here.
Well, do you guys want to see this? If you can fit it, that'd be great.
You can kind of see the 2 gravel lines in.
Yeah.
So if I just combine another inch, you'll be able to see that. For them,
Okay.
so.
Put that on a separate sheet, a detail sheet, or put it in on the end?
No, I think I can squeeze it in one sheet. If I can, I'll put it.
So are we calling this pending or incomplete until we have a chance to look at these?
Ladder.
I think it's incomplete because I think there's a few things that Andrew's gonna add
Okay.
such into the, he's gonna issue us another revised set of these plans because of the culverts and a couple of these other little
Okay.
things, so. I
Alright.
think that one plan revision would take care of this and the other things that we flagged on it already.
Okay.
I mean, there's a long list here. I mean, is there anything else that anyone's noticed right off the bat that should be on there that's not?
I don't have any issues with what Andrew's showing. Calvin from the technical road engineer role, whatever hat you wanna wear at this moment. Do you see anything you would need to miss as a road commissioner who? Yeah, I think they've got it, and just a few tweaks and.
So adding that intersection with the existing road, more detailed culvert information. Anything else for tweaks, John? Anybody else?
Do we have a culvert detail? Do you want a culvert detail?
A riprap detail.
Well, you want both the, we have a standard, I'm assuming you guys are okay with HDPE, and this is never gonna be a town road, so. So, yeah, we'll put your standard HDP culvert detail in with riprap protection.
With the D50 fabric and the... So this entrance, this construction entrance, that's just temporary, right?
Yeah, right, it's just to keep, although, you know, looking at this road,
It's on another gravel road.
right, when he,
And
if you think there's gonna be any tracking, you should put it to where you're gonna get to pavement, so it might be something as Barry improves, I'm sorry, I forget the name of that, Collie Hill Road, what's the name?
Granite Hill
Granite
Farm.
Hill Farm.
Granite Hill Farm Road. That's the one where you'd probably put it before you get out to the pavement,
Before you get to, out to, yeah.
so.
Because this whole road is constructed and improving Granite Hill Farm Road, all done within the project. All the material is on site already. There's nothing to be trucked in. Nothing trucked
I'm
out.
just wondering if it's necessary, or if you just say temporary, or whatever, if needed, or something.
Yeah, well, I can just add to call it temporary so that we know it's coming out. 'Cause
It looks
It's
like
just, it's part of your
it looks
erosion,
like a
it's a standard erosion control package,
It
it's,
looks like a
what
permanent
it is.
detail of the road.
I'm sure he's got a whole clip art bank of those.
My Nemo. Okay.
All right, so we'll continue marking that one incomplete. Applicant has 39. Applicant has provided subsurface wastewater disposal system test pit analyses. We
Is
did,
that part of
Oh, what was in that packet?
yeah.
Yep, it's here.
Okay, so we'll call that complete.
Provided it, yes.
45, applicant has provided a description of the proposed ownership, improvement, and management of all facilities and improvements that will be privately owned and maintained, including streets, open space, drainage facilities, and recreational areas, or facilities including common docks, together with drafts of community association documents, if an association will be responsible for the ownership or management of any land or facilities, and a declaration of covenants, conditions, and restrictions. Looking at my notes. This was related to the road maintenance agreement,
Just making
and
sure road maintenance wasn't listed someplace else, am I, right?
I think this is what we were talking about on that one.
Well, the one above it, 44, in my old checklist, I had that as incomplete, and that, the note there, asked to provide homeowners association documents, including road maintenance agreement, so I don't know if they're tied together, but.
I had that marked as complete, number 44, and then under 45 was pending proposed deed with information on the road maintenance agreement.
Typically, you
So
don't
I-
have an association if you had common area, but I don't know any common area.
No.
So it's just the road maintenance agreement that would.
We have-
So I think, yeah, I think the note that I have was that we were, there was some encouragement from us to provide a more detailed agreement that would meet the town's performance
You
standards.
submitted this,
And what you have
And I think also the, related to the deed was, there was talk of, like a sample deed or something for the lot. That was, those things were gonna be worked together, which is why I think we left 45 as incomplete. It's been a little while since I watched the tapes.
I had a note at one point on this that said remove from the plan. They had asked me in the first meeting to remove, it was on the plan. And it would be dealt with by the road assistant, the road.
What was on the plan?
I had a note to remove this. We had that on the first plan. We had, I can't remember what it was, but it said when you asked, there was a few things you asked me to get a letter to Wade, and he asked me to take that off the plan. The very first plan had
This wouldn't be on a plan, this is a legal document.
No, I'm not talking about that one, I'm.
You might have had a note on the plan saying the road was gonna be maintained by you or something, and they said
Oh,
take it
yeah,
off the
maybe a
plan.
note.
Yeah, it's just,
There was something on there that they had me remove.
There will be a road association formed for Spring Road.
right.
That is what we.
And so you provided this. Maintenance agreement.
That was the one we had
Yep.
removed.
So you
Okay.
take that off.
So, man, I think you've provided an agreement. Which I think the piece that this really is missing is not really describing, where now it's talking about lots. What part of this agreement am I struggling with?
Maintenance? No.
I guess this, I'm thinking out loud because I'm just reading this for the first time and I'm not a
Yeah.
lawyer.
So, just for your background information, that's the standard road maintenance agreement that the state of Maine suggests. So typically what happens is people find themselves living on a gravel road with a bunch of other people, and this was never established. So that is one actually the state of Maine gives you as,
Okay.
it's been vetted by the attorney, assistant attorney generals or whatever, is being something you can just fill out and have notarized and recorded, as long as everyone signs it.
So, sorry to interrupt you.
No,
So, I mean, this talks about the creation of an association under Maine law will be a nonprofit corporation, and it talks about, you're gonna have to maintain that the association as a nonprofit corporation in good standing, and that the costs for maintenance will be by competitive bid. Is that, I guess my
Right.
understanding was that you were gonna be doing the road maintenance work personally.
He's doing the initial construction.
I'm doing the construction.
Okay, but you're not doing the,
I actually, I haven't really,
okay.
no. Anybody, whenever the first buildings go in there, then these people, it could be a maintenance agreement between two people at that point
Mhm.
until all seven are sold. But I did, for the first one I sold, I told the guy that I was taking care of it for 2 years, I would do that.
Mhm.
That was in our agreement, in the documents for the sale.
Okay, so,
And that's because nobody can come in and take care of that and maintain it until I get everything. He's on the other road and he can build
Mhm.
before we get the whole subdivision done. So basically, I told him I would take care of it because I'm in the process of building it.
mhm. So after that point, then,
But
then
at
the
that
owners will
point,
be,
It's gonna be, like I say, a competitive bid. I would think that we could maintain it because we'll be involved, you
Mhm.
know. It'll probably be a while before all the lots are sold and.
mhm.
So since we just received this evening, I guess a takeaway would be if you could tailor this to your particular.
right, and that's what I was gonna say, is that you typically, you take this and then you fill out name of the road, all that stuff, so you'll want us to go through and sit this, I can help you with that.
Okay.
Because we'll take out, you probably don't wanna have there probably won't be an association, there'll just be a road maintenance agreement, and then you'll assign it by lot instead of individual, so the owner of lots 1 through 7 will each have one share of membership of ownership. So we can tweak that. Yep.
145 is still incomplete.
I had to spell tweak. That's a weird one.
So, yeah, typically, you'll have a sample deed, and the deed will reference this document. It'll, if you can't see it in the deed, you never find this, so.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm like wrestling through my mind is, I mean, I think the agreement's a solid piece, but how do you tie it to the deed?
The
And
deed would
that's-
say this.
It'd be an attachment to the
This
deed.
conveyance is subject to road maintenance agreement as to be recorded herewith, or it would give some, we leave those book and page blank, and they would be recorded together. But at least everybody buying a lot knows that it's subject to they know enough to know that they gotta go look for this document, that they're gonna be bound by gonna be responsible for some level of maintenance.
That document gets recorded anyway with the sale of the property.
Well, it would go with the deed, but the deed would reference this document, so anybody looking at the deed would know automatically that there is an agreement.
Right.
And I would
So,
actually,
I'm sorry.
and you'd probably want to record that agreement at some point too, just so.
I'm gonna say, that's where some of these have fallen down. We have that problem in town. We have people who buy homes have no idea that their home is in an
That's
area
why-
that's in a subdivision with an association.
That's why I have it right on the deed, that way you know, as soon as you look at the deed, you know you're subject to this.
It's not the first owner, it's usually the second and third where it gets.
So are we asking for a sample deed? Is that what you would like to see? Is that?
I would recommend you sample deed with this tied to it. That's their decision.
Easy enough.
.47, applicant has provided accurate and complete cost estimates of the development and time schedule for construction, including anticipated beginning and completion dates and sufficient financial capacity to meet air and water pollution control standards and other standards and criteria contained herein.
So that's.
So like that's just mostly, I mean, that's for the road piece.
Right, that's the whole financial technical capacity,
Mhm.
complete the project criteria.
So I submitted a brief letter or statement that, at the last meeting, I think, but I don't know, I don't have any notes on it, I don't know. I think you said it couldn't be, it wasn't sufficient until we saw the road profile and realized, or I could realize what I was gonna be required to do.
So did you update your estimate after your engineer did the road, or your estimate was accurate anyway?
It's accurate. The only thing I couldn't, time schedule wouldn't be accurate because I can't schedule it. I'm gonna need, 6 months to get this thing done. Let me get this thing done. So, can't really.
Think what so did you just say that, you wouldn't be able to provide a time schedule for construction? You're not sure?
Until we have final approval here,
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
My completion, my goal is to get this thing in before winter, and I think that's what I had on there for completion.
Target
Yeah, I
date
see
of
that.
But the start date is,
Maybe just like, approximately a month to take, it will take approximately a month to construct or something, however long you think it might take,
I think,
possibly.
yeah, I thought I didn't put
Is
it.
that in here?
Yeah, I mean,
I
just
think I did.
consider beginning date to be June and be complete by December 17.
Isn't that what I had?
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave myself like 6 months.
Oh, I see, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
yep, I did say that, my apologies, 6 months, okay. Do we want to see, like a financial surety?
And usually,
from the bank?
yeah, usually we get something from the financial institution,
I
verifying
asked
that.
my banker that, and I do business at the credit union,
Uh-huh.
and they don't do that kind of thing. They basically lend money on an individual situation, whatever it is, and they
Mhm.
don't, I'm not proposing to borrow any money from them for this project, so it's not, there's no loan
Mhm.
Right.
proposed or in
Right.
process or anything, so.
I think it's usually that, the bank will say, Mr. So-and-so does have the financial capacity to fund this proposed amount of money, and then that's it. I think usually that's what we see, but I'm not saying we
I
have to.
asked them to choose to do that, and that was the answer I got. We
Okay.
don't, we do basically a situation letter. If you were borrowing money from us to do this project, then you would say, yes, we
Okay.
will loan you the money. but where I'm not asking them for any money.
Right.
So remind me, Barry, you doing this under your LLC?
No,
So you're doing it personally?
right.
So would you be willing to provide a personal statement from a bank account showing that you have 25 grand to build the road?
I put that in there, but I didn't, I don't know if I signed that thing, but basically I stated. Yeah.
No, it's just,
I'm not certifying it.
that's, you just had a cost estimate and a time
Right.
schedule, so.
That's it, I put in there about the money I had available, didn't I?
Yeah, well, no, just how much you think it's gonna cost and that you have the money available in your
Okay.
savings account.
You
actually.
just make a
So
statement.
you want a
that you have-
statement from me, how much I have in my savings to do this thing, is that what you're at? So I tried to get the bank to do it, they just,
Yeah.
it's not a,
I try to think, I mean, I
through
know
a
you don't want,
commercial.
I know you probably don't want your personal bank account on public record, but at the same time, we need to know that you
Yeah,
can get the job done, so.
if,
Maybe like a
if,
copy of
if
a
my bank's,
statement.
my balance on my bank statement, no, I don't wanna leave it for everybody, but if you would like to see a copy of my bank balance, I'll bring a copy for you to see, and
So at some point,
that it seems.
Or you can get a letter from, well, typically what some clients do is they get a letter from the bank saying you have the cash reserves in your account to fund this project, but I know you have a credit union, and I know that
they don't do.
they don't typically, they don't do these types of things, whereas if you have like a Bangor Savings or Norway Savings Bank, they have a form letter, they just print right out there for you to
Right.
sign it.
And you got to lose some money.
There's some money, yeah, but I like the way they treat me at the credit union.
Yeah, I hear you.
So at some point.
That's why I'm there.
At some point, we would be discussing the permitting process for these houses to get permits, and maybe we could tie it into that, like, the road has to meet. Maybe that's
certainly gonna
maybe
be a
we'll get to
condition.
that.
It's certainly gonna be a condition.
And we can try to cover some of that in that, that the road has to be.
I mean, I never could quite understand this thing because nobody else has anything, anybody, potential buyers or whatever, have anything involved in this process. If I don't get it complete, I'm not gonna be able to sell houses.
Well, and that would be up to
So
the
it all
conditions
comes
of the
back
road.
on me. They're not gonna get building permits unless the road's there.
Right, but our challenge is, you know, we're trying to prevent the guy who starts a project, underestimates what it's gonna take, and now has made a mess, and it's like, well, I'm out of money. That's what we're trying to ensure, that you're in a position to be able to
Yeah.
start and do the project.
Yeah.
Um,
I can try to come up with something, but I guess I need to make sure it's gonna work for them.
I've done one before where Hancock Lumber wrote me a letter that said I had unlimited credit with them, and that the town of Gorham accepted it. What they want, that's what I submitted. And
I mean, without some kind of letter from your financial institution or statement, I think,
Stating that.
I mean, I think
my
it's hard
balance
to.
That I have,
And we don't, if it's from your institution, we don't need to know how much you have in there, just like he said,
that I
You
have
have
a
enough to
substantial amount of
cover-
money.
to cover this specific project.
See, then, and I already tried to do that, and they're not
But
gonna
if
go,
not that, then.
they're not gonna go on the hook, you know, to say, yeah, we said he did, and then all of a
Right.
sudden, I don't complete it, somebody's coming back to the bank, and said, you said he did, so.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's.
I mean, it's all,
Yeah.
it's all tenuous too, because you move the money off Rhode Island, then we're screwed. I mean,
Yeah,
there's only so much we can do, but
But the
we
other
need a little
option-
more than what we've got, I think
Like-
is the point. Just try take another run at that, I mean, if you can somehow with your financial institution.
some towns do a cash performance guarantee, you put the cash in, and then upon inspections, it gets released, like once the.
Yeah, I don't know if your ordinances are set up
I
for
don't,
escrow,
I don't think it is, right.
but that's how most towns get around it.
Yeah,
You post a
just do
bond.
the cash performance guarantee, and then they release the funds as you
Well,
finish.
I guess that brings up another way you could do it, is if your institution won't do it, then you could go out and get a bond
Yeah,
guarantee.
you know what
that
bonds
can-
cost, and, yeah, no, they're not easy,
No,
and they're very expensive.
because the bond guy's looking to make sure you've got the backing too. and
Yeah, it's the same situation. Now, I don't have a problem with showing a balance of an account, does that work for you?
Yeah, but you do realize it ends up being part of the public record of
you
your
would, you'd
application,
have to have a copy.
right?
That would be in the file, so.
Just
I got nothing to hide.
put a line
But
through.
you can X out, you
Like a
know,
count number.
all.
Count numbers and all that.
Yeah, all we need is your name and then the balance. The rest you can.
Yep, all right.
You could also open a separate account and just
Right.
put that exact amount of money into it and call it, subtitle it, you know, Mineral Spring Estates or something.
Yeah.
Which number is this now?
47.
I'm gonna put copy of statement. I get the statement at the end of the month. I'll make copies, I don't care if you have it, I don't want it for everybody. Well, it doesn't matter, I mean,
I mean, couldn't he just get a letter from his credit union saying that he has
They would
X
give it
amount
to
of
It
dollars?
sounds like they don't want to do that.
If all they- If all they gotta say is this, my client has $25,000
I have
in
some
this
form
account.
letters you can take. One of them says, as of this date, our client has, you know, more than this amount in his savings account, and we understand that he's,
Every applicant that comes here has provided us some form of that, whether for the simplest things, additions to their homes and things
Yeah.
like that, so we should be able to get there somehow.
it's easy enough if you're getting a loan, but if you already have the money, you,
Well, no, I mean, even some of our applicants have been doing it, same as you, out of
Oh.
savings and such.
and how do they do it? Just,
They've gone to their financial institution
and got a letter that says that he has the money in,
they've shown, yep.
okay. So well, maybe they'll go,
And just as he said.
that's not putting them on the hook, that's just stating.
Yeah, as of this
Right.
date, this is the money that,
Okay.
All right, 48. Applicant has provided a stormwater management plan prepared by a licensed professional engineer, et cetera, et cetera. Applicant should either provide information or request written waiver. Was the note I had on there.
and you'll get a statement from us saying what permits, if any, that he has some to do. We just haven't got that far yet.
So you're still planning to do.
So my note says applicant's engineer plans to submit a plan or letter stating that one is not required. Okay. So that's still pending.
You think you're under the threshold?
Yeah, we cut it just under an acre.
49, applicant has provided an erosion and sedimentation control plan in accordance with the Maine Erosion and Sediment Control Handbook. Applicant must provide road plans.
That's on your erosion control
That's last.
notes and details.
erosion control plan stamped by a licensed engineer. I'm satisfied. That's an easy one.
I would think that,
So is this it right here?
yeah, just.
The third page?
Yeah, there's,
But you wanted to add some stuff to, you wanted the riprap detail for the culverts.
well, that's,
So that'll get done when you submit that. What about check dams? I don't see any check dams. Oh, wait, is that what that is right there? Is that- No? Do you have any check dams? You're gonna need a lot of them going up and down those hills, I would think.
Yeah, so your max grade's 8%, so yeah, we'll showing up. We'll add a check dam detail in there and
And then the
put
riprap with
proposed
the
locations.
culvert.
Yep.
You're gonna slow that water down, and you're gonna have some major erosion in those ditches.
but again, that's in its drainage plan, that's not in its erosion control plan.
So that'll actually show up on that plan.
It'll be in.
It'll be in this
It'll be
one.
on here.
You won't actually get a drainage plan because he doesn't. The drainage is all going to be on. Everything's going to be on these sheets to
Mhm.
construct it. Because
Right.
as it is right now, pending any changes, he doesn't really need any formal stormwater.
So are you saying you want to add something to the erosion control plan?
Yep, we're going to add the check dam details and locations. So
What is that? What is that now?
That's a
Pile of rock in the ditch.
2 or
slows
3
down the water.
inch, 2 or 3 inch stone, but they work, I'll tell you. We
What's
put
it
'em-
called?
Check dam.
still check dam. Yep.
So they slow
Just
down.
slow the
Check
water down
dam,
halfway down there.
like a
Slow
check.
the water down,
Okay.
so it's a place the water checks in and.
Until they fill up with sediment and then run over the top.
Well, but they're good initially to get you through until the grass catches, they hold, slow the water down.
And then once you got a full catch of grass, usually remove them.
Yeah,
Okay.
or they get blown out anyway eventually. so.
50, if any portion of the subdivision is located within an area identified as high or moderate value wildlife habitat by the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, the site plan indicates appropriate measures for the preservation of values which qualify the site for such designation. So that's related to the other one. You're still waiting for the letter.
Or get something back from IFNW.
51, if any portion of the subdivision is located within an area designated as a critical natural area by the comprehensive plan or the Maine Natural Areas Program, the site plan indicates appropriate measures for the preservation of the values which qualify the site for such designation. We're still waiting. 52, applicant has provided an estimate of the amount and type of vehicular traffic to be generated on a daily basis and at peak hours, etc.
I'll give you a little traffic statement there. Typically, you're looking at 80 total trips daily with 8 a.m., p.m. peak hour trips. So usually it doesn't even register on anyone's radar. So
You're looking at 10 per house, per dwelling?
yep, from single family dwellings, 10 total trips per day.
It's a lot.
Guess our street doesn't seem so busy anymore.
Yeah.
It says max.
That's the ITE manual. That's based on your suburban America 1960s, 70s sort of thing. It could be
Outside
updated.
Philly.
Yeah, so it looks like we had said if you have a summary of the project, you can just add that information into a summary of the project. 53, applicant has provided a list of infrastructure improvements with cost estimates prior to the sale of lots that will be completed by a professional experienced in preparing such information, evidence that the application has financial commitments or resources to cover these costs. I think that's related to the one we were talking about before.
Same with 47.
Yeah.
This one's
Well,
specific to erosion control and environmental.
I was almost gonna say, this one is asking for specifics on what is going to be used to construct, right? Like, I don't know, X amount of cubic yards of,
Right, so they're looking for quantities,
so I'm wondering if
costs.
if we accept that letter that he gave us, which doesn't list anything, it just says the cost. And I wonder if we should almost waive, you know what I mean? It's not
Is that for
included
the
in
lots,
that.
though?
What's that?
Does that say for the lots?
It says prior, with cost estimate,
Prior to sale.
it says
Cost estimates.
Prior.
prior to
infrastructure
sale of
improvements
lots.
prior to the sale of the
They're
lots.
looking for an estimate from an engineer
And
that,
did you see the note on the next page?
Mhm.
So if he takes care of number 47, then we're good.
Yeah, and I think what Juliet was
I was
saying
just-
is she's maybe questioning if maybe that's,
He's not telling us the number of cubic yards of fill, number of culverts, and all that stuff. And we might be okay with that. And if we are, then it's almost like, that's what number 53 is asking for.
looking for a verification of, they're looking for a professional opinion of costs, construction costs.
Right. For what?
goodness.
So if I understood Barry right, you have gravel on site.
Correct.
You have probably an estimate of how many yards of gravel you probably have on site, right? Is that a pretty good idea?
Yeah, probably 10,000 yards.
So if you gave us, Andrew can probably do a quick cut fill off from the software and say, here's the amount of gravel you need to fill this site, and Barry has an inventory of gravel that meets the requirement.
Yeah, we can give you a quick little.
That's something you can do.
Okay, so we will include that.
I noticed your plan has a lot of fills and not very many cuts, not a very good balance.
Well, if you drop, he's got to put, 20 inches of gravel in there. So
Yeah.
if you drop 20 inches
Right.
from that line,
But I was-
it,
but by the time you grub that out, you've already got 5 feet. By the time you grub this out, there's
Yeah.
another foot and a half.
that one I did know, yeah, it was,
So you're gonna have 7 feet of material there.
Yeah.
It's like,
so we'll refine
I
that.
try to cut more here and balance. It would lessen the grade too, your slopes.
Yes. Well, and Barry had a couple of comments on where he wanted to move some stuff from off-site, on-site,
Mhm.
so we kind of looked at it from,
Oh, that's gonna be a charge on material.
yeah.
And then that also impacts your fill extensions.
Yeah.
You're gonna have areas where your fill extensions might not fit in your 50-foot right away.
Sorry, I was looking at the ordinance. I missed what, was there something that we decided they're
Yeah,
gonna
he's gonna do it, sounds like, number 53. So,
provide a list of?
Yeah, provide a list of approximately what he has available. Yeah. he's gonna do number 53.
I was just curious to see if our ordinance had more specifics on it, but did not. Okay. Um, 54, applicants provided copies of applicable state approvals and permits. Applicant must check with DEP to determine whether any permits are required. It says NERPA permit or stormwater permit due to location of Libby Brook. That's
You
my
guys
note.
sent a letter to DEP too?
Want to read that one again?
Applicant must check with DEP to determine whether any permits are required, such as a NERPA permit or a stormwater permit due to the location of Libby Brook.
Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting one. So we typically don't, so we know the rules and regulations, right? So what we'll do is we'll make a statement, you know, I'll make a statement to that saying, you know, total impervious area created
Yep.
post 2005 is this,
Yep.
does not require any
Yep,
DMP
that's-
permitting.
yep.
And so we don't, DEP doesn't respond, you know, if you go to them and
Yeah.
say, hey, I need you to sign off on something because it doesn't need anything, they typically
Okay.
don't.
But the NERPA, is that similar?
So the NERPA would be if you're filling over a tenth of an acre of wetlands, or if there is a stream on the site that someone comes, you know, the delineator says, no, this is a stream, then you need a PBR, you know, for a stream crossing, which we provide if indeed he needs one,
Okay,
so.
so if it comes back and the delineator does say that is a stream, then after that you would go ahead and, okay.
Right, and then everyone gets a copy of that permit because it
Okay.
goes to the DP and the town. Yep.
So it's almost like for.
I'll be the first one to get a copy.
So it's almost.
So
yeah,
that's-
I don't know if that's incomplete or just not.
You're talking about
even-
a stream that would, that would cross the road, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, under the road that you might
Oh, yeah,
potentially
yeah.
impact, you
Yeah.
know, with your road widening,
No.
just potential, but, so with that
So
being
that's,
said-
so that's saying, so we're saying there's potentially no applicable permits
You just need something
required,
for your
but,
record to that number that
Yeah.
from a licensed
Yeah.
professional.
So,
So you'll
so
include
this-
that information.
but this would be all state approvals and permits, so.
what
are
else
we
is
talking-
required?
Yeah,
Are we talking stormwater and
Yep.
all that stuff? So
Yep.
he's gonna give us a letter saying it's not,
yeah.
they don't meet
sounds
the
like it.
threshold.
He's gonna add that information, and then if the NERPA's needed and others,
Right.
we'll have to cross that bridge at that time.
So you guys gonna make a motion that the application is still incomplete like you did last time?
Sure, so before we do that, I move that the application remains to be incomplete.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
I apologize for turning some of that in late, we just didn't get it in time to get it in the package, but
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
that's
it's,
actually my fault, so.
I was insinuating that, I wasn't saying.
It's,
I was gonna,
Nice boss you are. You, yeah.
in there, has to challenge himself. Every time.
So typically, you need an application to be complete before you do a site walk, is that?
well, I don't know if I'm gonna do a sidewalk.
I would say you probably wanna do that sooner than later.
I'm just
'cause
gonna,
You might have a comment that would affect what?
Right, but I'm not sure that they're gonna do a
You know,
sidewalk.
even, I heard,
so should we, let's have a discussion. I mean, what do we, I know Ann's strong, not a big fan of sidewalks.
Well, she's not here.
She's not here to sway the board. I think this is an interesting enough site that there probably is some value for us to do a site walk, to see the site, an official site walk. I know we've kind of maybe cruised around that area or know it a little bit, but I think it would be good to do
looking
a
at-
site walk with the engineer and Mr. Baldwin.
Looking at our ordinance, it says, upon a determination that a complete application has been submitted for review, the planning board shall determine whether to hold a public hearing and site walk.
That's right, because it would be part of the public hearing.
Right.
So it sounds like we
Has to be
can't
advertised.
do that until,
Right.
So
This
do
has
we-
been
do we
deemed
hold
complete.
public hearings for this? Will we hold a
it's,
public hearing
I think
for
it's
this?
called a public hearing because
Right.
you're forming as a
Yeah.
if we're all coming
If you're
together to
doing
do
us-
something, it's the
Jill's-
same
Jill's-
as our.
Jill's gonna set us
Jill's got
straight.
some info for
Yes,
us.
I'm gonna try. When we send out, the notice with your agenda, I will put a preamble in there that this will be a public meeting for the purpose of a site walk, give the lot, block, date, location, time. I don't know if you were here when we did Leclerc down with the horse farm.
For some reason, I personally didn't go on that site walk. I can't
Okay,
remember.
but it might have been in your time.
Yeah.
It wasn't too long ago.
No, I remember the
So I would
application.
be
I just
doing the
wasn't
same
personally.
thing,
Okay.
which is what the
Okay.
ordinance is saying.
But the ordinance says we can't do it until we determine it's complete.
I mean,
That's what
yeah,
it's
that's
saying.
what it says.
It's so backwards.
It's a little
Yeah, that
unfortunate.
is.
Well, the application is complete. You still haven't gotten to the consideration criteria.
Well, I
You still
know.
haven't,
So there's no way we can do a site visit before we finalize this thing?
well,
Or,
I think you could, but
I think it's just poorly
I
worded.
think it's just not written well. Yeah.
read that again.
It says upon a determination that a complete application has been submitted for review, the board shall determine whether to hold a public hearing and site walk. It's page 73.
It doesn't say that a site
And then it
walk
says,
can't be done.
and then it says, in the event that the planning board determines to hold a public hearing and/or site walk, it shall hold such hearing within 30 days of receipt by it of a completed application. And it has to be published in the newspaper, apparently.
The only thing that's missing there is typically, if you're gonna do a site walk, you would mail the abutters so they can attend the site walk, but that's not in our ordinance, so that's
No,
not
it doesn't
required.
say anything about butters. I didn't see in the section.
Well, you can all go up one at a time, it's not a meeting.
Right, so I guess we can't do it right now. Sounds like the way they really wrote that.
Upon
Purposely,
determination.
they purposely put it in there twice.
Right,
Right, whether or not we agree with it.
How about I extend an invitation to anyone who's interested in a site walk you can call me and I'd be happy to meet you there at your convenience and one at a time, because you can't have two people, right?
I'm not sure I'd personally be comfortable with that, but
Yeah. I think it'd be good to have everybody on the same page.
I just want to make sure we do. I mean, I don't want to open ourselves up to
Yeah.
any questions or issues, so.
Where's our list of things that fix our ordinance?
Too bad, it's gonna take a year at least to do that.
Well, that's, actually, I was gonna ask, are you considering rewriting?
Just-
the
We
ordinance?
are.
You are?
Slowly,
Just
yes.
did, this is the new one.
And I'm sure Andy and I would volunteer some time to help you, you know, because,
Who would?
my partner Andy and I, we do, you know, we've done a lot of ordinance writing for other municipalities and things.
Well, we've been working through it for a couple of years, and we've been trying to find a process that works, and, you know, all of us just kind of sitting around going through it has not worked, and getting different people in to help us with it has not worked, and so it's kind of finding the way to move it forward in a timely fashion and not spend a lot of money, I guess.
Right now, the comp plan board took all of our money.
But we recognize that there are needs,
Funds that we left on
so.
the table for the comp plan.
What you need to do is find a town locally that you really like how theirs work.
Yeah,
I usually pick a town that I know that they've lawyered everything,
Yeah.
and just take theirs, because you know it's been vetted,
Yeah.
and it's been well scrutinized.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're going through comp plan, so we might not change too much short term, but some of these technical things that we stumble over like this, like,
I'll make a note on mine. I've got mine all marked up anyways.
all right, well, I think Mr. Baldwin, I agree that a site plan would be beneficial, but
Site
call it
visit.
until we site visit.
What was the urgency on that?
Well, it's just a timing thing for Barry, so
Oh.
if you get out there, then you say like, oh, well, you know, because, you know, once you see a site, it's completely different. You're looking at the plan and say, well, if there were just changes that came from that, it would cost him extra time
Okay.
versus, So it'd be nice to get all that kind of out of the way, so that.
So I guess the board need to vote on that, whether they're gonna do a site walk or not, or?
Not at this point.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. See you next month.
Thank you. Put them all.
No, I made all that side either.
Any new business?
You're getting closer. This is the old wear 'em down approach, isn't it, Barry?
Wearing some of us, one of us down, I don't know where. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think I folded this right. Does anyone have any new business?
I have a question.
Sure.
What's this?
That was if we had gotten to the point where we deemed the application complete and we were gonna start going through.
Guys.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, so actually, maybe one thing we could talk about really quickly. So beyond the approval criteria for for subdivision is what Jill had provided to us in the document. But beyond the approval criteria, there's a section following that on the performance and design standards, which it looks like they line. I think we worked to make sure they line up. But it's repetitive, and what it says is that the performance standards are intended to clarify and expand upon the approval criteria. So I think when we get to that point, we'll probably need to be, the way I was thinking would be easiest to do would be have the approval criteria checklist, but having to refer to, where it says, oh, it's not gonna cause undue pollution. I think we're gonna have to go through these performance standards, and actually, they're really long.
What page you
What
on?
page does that all start on?
It starts on page 81. Well, the approval criteria starts on page 79.
Okay.
So it looks like the performance standards kind of expound upon that criteria.
And you go
So-
from 81 to,
81 to, it gets all the way, there's road cross sections in there. It goes all the way through to 97.
Yeah, it's been a long night.
So I don't know,
Well,
I guess we'd have to make motions on each approval criteria, but I can't imagine we'd have to do it on all of these performance standards, right? We're allowed to waive some of these performance standards, based on a written request of the applicant.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, jeez. This is gonna be not enjoyable. So that was just my thought process for how we'd approach it. If anyone,
I love
if
it.
anyone in thinking about it has or looks at it and wants to, we can't read through all this stuff. Out loud, we'd be here for hours.
That's interesting. Page 90 is the road maintenance criteria for the road maintenance agreement.
Well, that might have been helpful.
It says what's got to be in it.
Oh, good lord.
Where does that start again? Oh,
Page
approval-
83
Approval criteria?
or 81 is the performance standards.
So what date is yours? My numbers aren't lining up with
Oh,
what
you
you're.
probably got an old one.
So the subdivision ordinance has been looped into the general land use ordinance. So I'm not sure if you have a separate subdivision tab, but that's probably,
Nope, it just goes land growth
Okay.
to land use to floodplain to
Okay.
historic district.
So in land use, you got your table on it should start on page 71. Your subdivision should start at 71.
what's the cover page look like?
The 2016 Town of Durham Land Use Ordinance.
So it should
For some
start.
As
reason-
adopted at town meeting, April 2nd, 2016 is what mine says.
Nope,
I
it's
think yours
different
is
than-
off one page.
Yeah, see,
80
80, yeah.
Instead of 81, so just off one page. I don't know.
Oh, it's a
You're
lot,
just
that's a
missing
lot
the-
to me.
We might have a working draft for all we know.
What's that?
You have no idea what you have.
He does.
Yeah, you probably got a working draft.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, I think I would,
That's what Ann had sent, it was the working
I
draft.
think I would can that.
This is what was given to
That's
me.
what you were given, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look on the website now to see what's on the website, because the
Uh-oh.
one I just pulled down and gave you.
Oh,
I wanna
is that not?
Unless we get the wrong one.
Well, on April 16, what's on the website matches this one I have here, but I'm just curious if, I don't know, just wanted to double check. It's on the website. Actually, I get the one I downloaded the other day when Mindy asked.
I didn't cross-reference it with my paper document either, because you said you did it.
Well, no, I took it right off our website.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's the public.
While we're.
Can we like have Barry like read through this section?
Well, he has read through it. His engineer certainly understands it. His
Okay.
engineer is.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure read
they
this.
should be aware of what's listed in our performance standards
Mhm.
already. Okay.
They should. Whether or not they've read it is another story. and
His
it's-
engineer is being paid by the applicant, so we kind of got to look at it and make sure that.
Yeah. Page 74, maybe 73, under application submission requirements for subdivision. Like they talk about,
That's our checklist that we're going through.
right, so they talk about on here, you know, things like dimensions, ground floor elevations of all existing and proposed buildings, driveways, walkways, so none of
You won't
that.
have that you won't have that level of detail for the homes until they build those homes. So that'll
Right.
become part of the building permit pull. Will have that level of detail.
So it's almost like, you know, and that's something we need to fix, I guess. But that, you know, if this is going to be standard from what we see, that this shouldn't be in there.
Right.
Or should be optional or something.
Yeah,
You know,
if
because what we-
applicable.
What are we gonna say, waived?
Right.
And is not proposing any buildings at this time.
Right.
Stop taking in the region.
Well, that's interesting.
So you got page 92, it's got the financial and technical capacity requirements.
So is what on
See, I
our,
was
cover
trying to
page
find
five.
that while we were talking about it, and my
One on the website.
wasn't lining up.
is
I'm
the one
like,
on the
where-
website
where is
wrong?
this?
The PDF.
You said 92?
92 has the financial and technical
That's an old
capacity
one.
requirements.
The one that he gave me. That,
So you have the same one.
I have the
Brian
same one
has.
as he has, but.
But your pages line up with
But
mine?
Number
our
12.
pages are weird. Did your
I have
application
nothing like
submission
that.
requirements start on 74?
Page 92 of 130.
Oh, here
Yeah.
it is, 91, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Financial and technical capacity.
But that
There
one's
it
not,
is.
that one's not the new one, is it? Or potentially.
Mine doesn't say January. Does yours say January?
Where?
We have lots of different ones.
No,
Did
mine
we
says-
change-
Mine has that.
We must have, did we make changes between January and April?
It should be whatever was adopted at the time.
At town meeting.
Yeah.
Is what it is, whether it's right or wrong, that's what's been adopted.
Why is there January 16 published on the website, and why do these two have that one and we have this one?
75. Yeah, see, like, so when we were talking about financial capacity, I wanted to look up Article 75J, and I couldn't find 75J anywhere in my book. But you just pointed me to page 91, and it's 12,
It's 12.
it's 12, yeah, I don't know where 75J is.
Apparently, we got two different ordinances, so two
You
different
don't, you
versions.
don't have 12? Oh, yeah, you got that. Financial
Yeah,
and
but
technical.
see right here, it says per Article
7D.
75J.
Oh, I see.
That come out of the old ordinance, probably.
That's on page 76, in mine anyways,
It is.
76.
under supporting documents. So you'll go through the application submission requirements, which are numbered, which is letter D. You get to 5, which is supporting documents, and you get to J, which is, it-
5J.
which is literally the same text that's already in there, so it doesn't give you anything new, but
Okay.
does that actually line up? I mean, I'm not sure what you,
Tomorrow, Calvin.
So,
Ask why we have
Oh, there it
January
is, 7
ordinance posted on the website.
D.
Half the board has the
There it is. Yep.
April ordinance in their binders.
7
so some of us have, what do some of us have?
What do you have, Calvin?
J. Okay.
Mine
I think
says,
the
mine just says 2016.
I think the difference is that you and I were already on the board, and so,
You probably kept your old ones.
no, I think once it was passed,
April
Second.
once it
Mine
was
has no
passed,
date.
I think we
I
made
distributed
she
new
made
ones.
copies,
Right.
but then whoever made copies for the new
Others.
board members or
So
others
weird. So there's another version.
grabbed the wrong document.
Well, but better be looking on the website and making sure that what's on the website matches,
That's this one, January.
it's yours. Oh, anyway, and yours says what?
April.
April.
Oh, jeez. We got 3 different versions going on. Don't we?
Yeah, yeah, he's got his pages wrong too, so we got 1,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
2.
It's not his fault.
I take exception to that.
You probably just have, I don't know. I don't know what happened with
There's a
yours.
clerical error here somewhere that we gotta figure out and track it down.
Yeah, the website needs to be updated with the most recent drop.
And the most recent is what?
And everyone at the
Well,
board
it's-
Is
level
this
has
the
to
most,
have.
yours is the most recent?
What's
April?
that?
Should have been
Yes.
April 2016.
Yeah, that's the most recent one that's been approved at
There's
town
supposed to be an
meeting.
attested copy here at the office that was signed by the select board, so I need to find that.
Thank you.
And that's the one that we have to copy and destroy everything else.
Yikes.
Yeah, Shannon might have attested the copy and given it to Ruth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no proof.
Awesome.
Well, yeah.
We'll get you a new copy.
The camera's still running? or not?
Okay.
So you know page wrong.
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Meeting